Welcome back to the Chosen Ruins, because now that we got ourselves an X-ray visor and almost all of our weapons, it's time to put them to use.
Oh boy!
Oh man.
Because, yeah, we need to start also hunting for artifacts, otherwise, I mean, it's kind of inescapable. There's going to be some backtracking anyway.
That's pretty much the bread and butter of a Metroid.
Did I not actually do this? Huh. Oh, no matter.
Here.
I guess this actually looped all the way back around to here. So, there's a save point, but as you noticed, there was a little hidey hole that I will make use of and not get blown out of. And exploded in something else unpleasant. So
I take it you speak from first-hand experience. Oops!
Stop.
No, did I save yet? No. Let's try again.
There. Step away from the chamber.
All right. Anyway,
And what
into the
if
hidey
they
hole.
took? What if they take? Stupid idea, possibly, but looking at sort of how well received this kind of worked out. I mean, I guess because it does work better as a shooter and not anything else. What if they took Castlevania and made a first-person game out of it?
Huh.
I mean,
technically they did. Technically they did. It's called the Castlevania arcade game.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I want to say that's a first-person Castlevania game.
How does the first-person whipper go?
Play the game, you'll find out. Or
So
just look up footage on YouTube.
So Castlevania Arcade?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's called It's basically called Castlevania the Arcade. You play as Belmont, whose name I forget about, and I think you literally have a straight-up whip controller.
That sounds very dangerous, and probably why I never saw it in my
Busters.
arcade. Also sounds like it'd be pretty rough on the arm to keep doing that.
Well, I think they don't. It doesn't play like a traditional whip, but more so like a gun of some sort. I'd have to look it up for myself to see what it is. Actually, quick fun fact: the arcade version of Castlevania has a rendition of Simon's theme, which was reused in Smash Ultimate.
Back.
Okay.
Alrighty, and that's actually really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. But
It's rock and roll as all hell, though. So take that for what you will.
But yeah, just because I was thinking that freaking
Just jump up there like a normal human being.
But because I was just thinking to myself that Prime worked well as a first-person shooter. Heck, Resident Evil 7 worked well as a first-person game. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. It definitely made the horror more impactful when you can actually see it from your own two eyes, or if you're playing on the VR headset.
I was gonna say, yeah, I've been told that Resident Evil VR is the best VR horror game. Nice powerbomb expansion.
Oh, sweet.
Which I think only gives me one.
Ah.
So this game kind of keeps you hungry for them.
Speaking of hungry, I'm gonna go get some food. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Again, it's kind of fun to me whereas this game is starred for them. I think it's either Fusion or Metroid Zero Mission, which gives you way too many.
Sealed evil in the depths of the planet. However, the future is cloudy to us. A world of veils. Within the strange world, one image stands out. Wraith-like, it is a human, a lone figure shining in the toxic shadows. We do not know what it is, but our hearts swell with the hope that it is a glowing light. So yeah, it turns out they had no idea. I don't know if at any point they knew until much later that the little girl that they saved would become their savior in a sense, or at least their avenger. Good
old Samus Aran. Not again.
Oh boy.
Can't we come to an impasse or something?
Apparently
Alright,
not.
Advisor. Where'd Hype go?
He said he had to be
Leaving?
back.
Gosh dang it. No, okay, another thing that I'm kind of bummed about that, again, I think a Switch port could help tremendously with, especially using the left Joy-Con now, is using the directional buttons on both sides of the Joy-Con controller in order to allow for much quicker and easier beam and visor selection.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Because, again, motion controls are fine when they're done right. I feel like the way that they... So, again, to clarify...
Who mentioned motion controls?
Welcome back, Hype. The way that you select beams and visors, again, is that you can change it, but only so much. You can only swap which button. I think I said it's that holding the minus button changes beams, and holding the plus button allows me to change visors by moving in a certain direction. Just... I don't know,
I'll cut them some slack, considering the fact that they really hadn't. Considering with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck themselves, I don't know how you could have properly set those up with just those with how little buttons there are on that thing. Not even a proper right joystick.
Real quick, I just want to say, every time I see Samus like kind of going back and forth on that half pipe, I'm just always like getting this image of like Samus turns on like this audio player inside her helmet, and every time she goes back and forth, you just hear the audio going, "So here I am."
I was thinking of that. I can hold it all to what I am. I said my name, Samus Aran. Okay, moving
We'll
on.
do that look at eventually, folks. We assure you.
I think Hype should be the one who does that one. He has a lot of history with that game.
I have to
Oh,
see.
jeez.
I think I might still have, because that's the thing. The versions of it I played are both the N64 and PS1 versions. I have to check to see if I still have either of those versions.
Thinking on it, I guess the PS1 version wouldn't be difficult to emulate.
It wouldn't be. It's just a matter of if I could still be able to, like, you know, pull off any sick combos. Like, I remember, like, pulling off skating combos was especially cumbersome with the N64 controller because, well, it's the N64 controller.
Go! Probably just needed a missile for that, but I like to be overpowerful. Which it just has another missile tank. So, I mean, scan visor's kind of your friend, sound visor, especially in the second game. Like, they do an interesting job of, like, hiding things, but I guess, who here has seen Egoraptor's Sequelitis video dealing with Ocarina of Time versus Link to the Past?
Oh, who hasn't at this point?
I actually haven't. The only sequelitis I've seen
you
is
go.
the one he's done with Mega Man.
Well,
Which is
then you
fine.
got something worth watching later on.
Run on cars! Hang on a second, be right back, actually.
Again?
Oh well.
Well, don't worry. All we have to worry about is fighting more Chozo ghosts. Like, damn, they really do not take death well. Like, going to the point of literally attacking someone who should be our friend, or their friend anyway.
Where the Chozo of Christmas past.
Oh my god. They seem more like the Chozo of Christmas future, actually. Because they want to put you in a tombstone.
Why, it's you, Samus, the richest woman in the cemetery.
With all the bounty she scored, she's probably got to at least be somewhere on the totem pole.
Really makes you wonder what she does with all those funds.
Oh, keep her ship shapely.
You think she would spend at least a good portion of her bounty on making sure that her power-ups aren't so devil damn elusive. Or, not elusive, but just make it so that they actually stick.
I mean, at the same time, though, times in the Galactic Civilization are hard. Like, if it comes to a point where she's pretty much got to make the rent by selling all her power-ups, and then finding them again, God knows where.
Also, she basically has that same problem that she kind of has the same problem that we have with our headcanon Star Fox problems.
Basically, yes.
And now that we're applying that, now I'm just imagining Samus doing the same thing that they do, where it's like when she eats out, she pretty much sends the bill to the Federation.
Pretty
Specifically
much.
Adam.
Assuming he's still alive. Actually, no. By this point, I think he's already... Or no, wait, yeah, no, never mind. He is technically alive by this point, so... My bad.
So yeah, it's like Adam would just be receiving stacks upon stacks upon stacks of takeout bills, and they'd be like, "You know, I had a feeling something like this would happen to me eventually." Actually, no, wait, I can't even make that joke because Prime takes place before Admiral Ram. Devil damn it.
Well, she could send all her bills to Admiral Dean from the third game. Or Admiral
Possibly.
Dean, that's it.
I know, but it's funnier to have Adam literally pay for it.
I guess so.
Whoop.
Oh,
I'm
I
back.
guess we're gonna keep going up and up and up, basically.
It's this.
We're just scaling this tall tower, taking out all the debris just to make sure it all falls on its head.
Yeah.
Actually,
And all this...
I was just going to say, going back to Star Fox real quick, I'm not sure if you remember this, James, but I remember for a good while there used to be like a lot of rumors circulating about a possible Metroid Star Fox crossover.
That's honestly... Those rumors I honestly didn't pay too much attention to.
I wasn't saying like whether you believed it. I was just more so asking like what you thought of the general idea of them crossing over.
I mean, it could work. I just don't know how they would make it work.
That's true because they are like two very.
Oh yeah,
different...
by the way, we pretty much got our proton pack.
I'm a Wave Man Buster. Or Wave
Bas-
Buster.
Mm-hmm. Like, I shit you not, you see it in action, it's a straight-up proton pack.
Mm-hmm. And thankfully,
Now,
there's not more than one of. Thankfully, there's not more than one of us here. Then we don't have to risk crossing any streams.
Pretty much, yeah. Though that's it. I don't know if Logan ever bothers to use this thing. I mean, it eats up a lot. It eats up missiles like mad. Oh, that's also the reason why.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. You just got your proton pack and you got yourself another artifact.
Hooray! But yeah, I got the Wave Buster, I think it's called, or something like that.
Yeah, it's the Wave Buster.
Which is a giant, like, yeah, it's the proton pack / a giant arc cannon that fires a stream of electricity that eats up missiles as a continuous pace.
Yeah, it eats up missiles like crazy. So it's one of those things you only should really use when you really need them.
Which is why I'm only really ever going to use it during the final boss, as I well should.
That's fair.
Real quick, Logan, I want to ask, because me and Gems are talking about this. I was talking about how, like, for the longest time, there were a lot of people spreading rumors about the idea of a Metroid Star Fox crossover, and what I want to know from you is that not whether you believe the rumors or not, but whether just your thoughts on the general idea of them having a crossover.
I think it's believable. I mean, the fact that Star Fox is crossing over with franchises and companies that it doesn't even belong with.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
So, I think it's totally plausible. I think between that, isn't Captain Falcon a bounty hunter?
Yeah,
technically, yes.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I could see an Ezra.
Oh, hey, another callback to Super Metroid.
Oh, yeah, this.
Ta-da! No water.
Way to go.
Check it out. Another superpower.
Yeah, by this point, he's pretty much just scrounging out all the superpower beams, just cuz.
We need one more though. For that, we need an actual beam. But this is the ice spreader.
Spreader.
It's a giant ice bomb missile thingy that as it says makes a giant patch of ice. It's basically just an icy version of the super missile.
And it uses 10 missiles.
Right. Yes.
Well, actually,
Meanwhile, speaking of, now we're in that one big room of Magmore Caverns that we arrived at on the other side of Phendrana Drifts. We're actually going to get ourselves a mighty big upgrade in this area.
yay.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Logan's
yeah.
talking.
I was also going to say, since you brought up Starlink, that does make me wonder, it's no secret that Nintendo and Ubisoft are getting really buddy-buddy with each other lately. If you could think of another franchise you wouldn't mind Ubisoft, fiddling with, which one would you like to see them experiment with?
Beyond Good and Evil.
Well, no, I meant Ubisoft fiddling with a Nintendo franchise.
Beyond Good and Evil with Metroid.
Oh, okay. All I heard was Beyond Good and Evil, and I was like...
Honestly, you say that, I mean, okay, granted, they already did a crossover with them once, but I honestly think they would make more sense crossing over Beyond Good and Evil with Star Fox.
I would love a scene of Star Fox confusing Paige for Pigma.
That would be perfect.
Okay, this should be the last thing because this room is massive. Oh, lordy. You don't know how massive this room is. Can we breeze the scene in a little bit?
Oh god, it just keeps going.
Thank you. Who loves spider balls?
Oh, goody.
Spider ball tracks, I should say. Don't take the first phrase out of context.
I was about to say.
Shush.
Spider ball, roll up.
Was I the only one who didn't?
I regret instantly things I've said in the past and now and always end. Huh?
Well, I make one Spider-Man joke, and you're like, I regret life. Wow.
I'm going to die. Careful.
Spins a web, that's the gig. Kinda weird, cause he's a pig. Look out. Here comes the Spider-Ham.
These little tracks, I will say, are kind of cool, though, is that you can, on those square tracks, you actually can move in full three-dimensional, not three directions, I guess it's actually 2D, whatever.
Oh, Logan, I just realized, you have my condolences once you eventually get to the Boost Guardian in the next game.
Really?
Or was it was either the next game or I forget, was it in Prime 2 or Prime 3?
The Boost Guardian? I think it's 2.
Okay,
its
then
name,
yes.
It's actually called the Boost Guardian?
Yes.
Okay, Boost Guardian makes sense. For a split second, I thought you said Moose Guardian.
Moose Guardian.
Who's Guardian?
Where would that come in?
Hey, Samus, I'm here to kick your ass.
Hey, Rocky!
Oh, God. But no, yeah, the Boost Guardian in Prime 2, I hear, is pretty bad. Because you're playing through the entire thing in your morph ball form, and I think you're pretty much going through a maze just to take out the fucker.
Oh crap! Anyway, bam.
Ah!
If
Oh, boy.
you didn't
Gravity
like
suit
the
doesn't work
heat,
on that lava.
If you couldn't stand the heat, get out of my face. Oh, I'm sure that's how that phrase goes. It's a plasma beam.
Yay!
Yeah, this was the one I was thinking about.
In this game, they treat the plasma beam. They treat the plasma beam far more. They treat the plasma beam far more like what plasma is more literally known as, which is a freaking huge chunk of heat and energy.
So it's a heat beam.
It's a lava beam basically, and it can just vaporize things.
As
And-
it should, considering the original purpose of the thing was to literally phase through enemies.
Anyway, we're doing this because this is actually a shortcut back into the Phazon Mines to cut us some
Ooh.
backtracking.
Oh, how convenient.
We're almost done with. When you cut out all of the hopping around, this game is not that long. But then again, this will. I swear, I think the GameCube was by far one of the most experimental times in Nintendo history.
Oh,
That's
no
kind of
doubt.
an understatement.
And now the Switch is going just as experimental nowadays.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey,
between-
and hey, I don't mind it.
Oh, seriously.
Just
no, no,
I
no.
don't think anyone does.
just remember to not to go too far into the realms of uncanny.
Oh boy.
This is too much Phazon. Oh.
Yeah, it's too much.
Isn't that pretty much what happened to the Wii?
Yeah, pretty
Yes
much.
and no. Yes and no. Yes, and that's
Wii-
kind of how it started. But by the halfway point, they got a little too.
Let's do it.
Let's just say they got a little too. What's the word?
Overzealous.
Not so much overzealous, but more so
I think my personal.
conventional.
I think my personal issue, freaking missile's fine. I think my personal issue with the Wii was that, especially in its like later years, it just all. Uh oh.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
I think what I meant to
Oh?
say is that by the later years, they started getting too safe.
Well, if not even that, it's like, especially with the games that are being released on it, not by Nintendo but by other people, it kind of got as bad as the Steam store at some points.
Oh no, it was
They
like
were
that.
just letting
it was-
anybody.
It was that bad, like even like around the system's inception. I mean, lest we forget Ninja Bread Man.
Freaking Ninja Bread Man. That was so, now looking back on it, I can't believe it. But like, I don't know what it's called, acid flips, but not acid, but it's more so the fact of I can't believe if you look at Ninja Bread Man in like another game, it's like Toy Adventure or something. Like if you look at those games, they're identical.
Yeah, they
It's-
just
the
essentially.
platforming, the system, the HUD. It is they literally sold you the same game, but with just different, like a different coat of paint.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was kind of shameless, and then you could probably count like for every like 2 good games, you could count like 20 shovelware titles that were just kind of slapped on just because the Wii was at the time the most like the top selling console, and everybody wanted a piece of that pie.
Holy.
And now here we are today. Like, when was the Wii released? 2007.
Yeah.
2007, yeah, I think
2006.
so. Not 2006. Okay.
Okay, here we are 12 years later. I had Netflix on my Wii for a while. And oh, jeez.
No, Federation. No. Die. Wait. Okay, now,
I'm a
Dude.
bounty hunter.
back to you.
Anyway, I've been getting ready to watch stuff on Netflix on my Wii, and
Here we
then
go.
I get a message multiple times saying, as of January 30th, 2019, the Wii will Netflix will no longer support the Wii.
Which is fair, because, you know, they didn't, why bother trying to update your... Because the issue is that whenever they update Netflix, they would then have to account for updating they'd have to account for updating their netcode on every platform, including
And with the
and-
Wii, what's even the point anymore?
Yeah, I was about to, honestly, I'm surprised the freaking Netflix even for the Wii even lasted that long. You think it would have cut all ties by like 2012, I think.
I guess
Oh, it
you're
was
right.
a pretty effective. It was pretty effective means of Netflixing. Like I remember, me and my brother used the app quite a bit.
That was the resolution
I
on
still
it.
do.
I don't remember it looking too bad on the Wii. Like honestly, I could just pull out the cheap excuse and saying it kind of depends on how your connection is.
Okay. Jeez.
But just
So-
yeah, I think it makes sense for them to cut all ties with the Wii because, like, you have multiple better options. Hey! I'm not your mommy. Not the mama!
And yeah, it works the same way. Just get into a more funky bomb. Also, I don't really talk about this too much because we don't really see him until like the end area of the game, and I never really give him enough time to shine. This game also deals with this game also deals with an annoying type of Metroid, not called a Super Metroid. I don't know what to call them, like a Metroid Deluxe or something, but it's like they're not like the big one, but it's more so that they're Metroids that they are much bigger. And when you first deal enough damage to them, they actually split off into 2 different types of Metroids. And then, hey, hope you like that little color code thing with the pirates because now there are color-coded Metroids.
Let me check on that real quick.
What they're called, yeah. I actually saw a really fun...
Let's see, there's Phazon Metroid... hold on, Phazon Metroid.
Not the Phazon Metroid, that's a whole other thing.
Fission Metroids.
Okay, those ones. Not Metroid Fusion, because that's another thing. So, so those ones... Sweet missile pack. So yeah, those things are what are used in order to they're just kind of an annoyance, and really I just don't like dealing with them, so I just kind of run away from them for the most part because they just take forever to kill.
Until they start sucking up your blood.
Ow, ow, ow.
Oh boy.
This is hard to see, as you can imagine. But these areas are much darker now. I kind of need visors.
Then why not use the thermal visor?
Because the X-ray visors need to see some of these platforms.
That's a fair point.
You know what? Random thought in my head, and it can be applicable considering that they're not part of Smash. I just had this idea of what if Dracula got along with a Metroid since they're both technically bloodsuckers.
Different kind of bloodsuckers, I think. They probably wouldn't mesh as well as you think. Because unlike Dracula, who at least has some level of restraint, Metroids do not.
I guess this is the part where, just in case you manage to get lucky with those platforms without needing the X-ray visor, now you have to go... Man, it would suck if you came all the way here with the X-ray visor, but not the plasma beam.
Oh, that would suck.
I gotta go all the way back.
Going down?
We're on our way to the final floor of this place. Near the deepest core.
And we can finally say goodbye to this rust bucket.
Seriously, except until I have to come back for an artifact or two.
It's always the dreaded artifacts you have to worry about.
Speaking of, we're actually, if you can believe it, we're actually really close to the end of this game. So join us in the next part where we will be finishing off the Phazon mines and then begin the great backtrack-a-thon.
Boy. Till next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.